The lack of understanding led the being to create an existence outside itself and to grant it a sovereignty that, in reality, it does not possess. Thus, the being submitted and lowered itself before its own creation. Without consciousness, neither the smallest nor the largest part of the universe would exist. The being, when manifesting, is found in a consciousness, united with a fraction of the cosmos. By conceiving a fraction of the universe, the being materializes and gives life to stones. One may define the smallest part of the universe as the smallest stone or particle, and the largest part as the largest stone or particle. Christianity, in turn, describes Peter as a stone and builds upon it. Each fraction, or part of the universe, is formed by the union of other fractions or parts. In each one, consciousness manifests, proportionally to its composition. It is consciousness that grants functionality to all things. Movement and, consequently, time are determined by individual consciousness, in perfect harmony with what has been conventionally called universal consciousness. Individual consciousness reveals the appearance of each thing and establishes the notion of individuality and of beings. Identifying smallness or greatness in beings is a manifestation of arrogance generated by ignorance. The particle and consciousness serve a purpose. While the particle exists to give form to matter, consciousness, even while influencing matter, remains the shelter of the original being. Consciousness does not lose its power, even when limited. The being that identifies with matter possesses the power to detach from that state. All concepts exist only to anchor it to matter. Attributing importance to concepts functions as a palliative, an attempt to justify an existence not yet understood. From the point of view of the original being, creation is an artificial product. The being, when manifesting in parts, uses a static consciousness, and thus experiences existence as an equally static and temporary being. It is the being itself that imposes upon itself the absurdity of individual beliefs. It is evident that, no matter how much a collective appears to believe, there is, in fact, no collective belief. Individual beliefs only reinforce the singular creativity that underlies the indispensable concept of collective creation. Respect for individual beliefs must never prevent the being from questioning them. Simple questioning reveals, in response, the inefficacy of beliefs in what can be called the being's journey. It is evident that the being's journey is the search for that which is without limits. And it is evident that that which is without limits is, in essence, the being itself. The fact of being inherently unlimited allows the being, even restricted in manifestation, to accomplish feats it considers grand, but which are, in truth, mere expressions of its power, limited by conventions. What has been frequently revealed, in the attempt to awaken the being, in its manifestation, is the possible path toward what can be called reintegration with the original being. This remembrance, which consciousness calls for, shows that this singular path does not depend on mythical figures, gods, sons of gods, or sanctified or deified men. Intelligence sabotages the exponents, who in turn influence those who make little use of their cognitive capacity. The legion of followers and believers in mythical figures legitimizes beliefs out of convenience and, in many cases, mere survival. In the remembrance called for by consciousness resides the teaching that this singular path runs through consciousness itself, which houses the empire of the real I. Let beliefs be abandoned, and the silence of one's own consciousness be sought. Only in the full presence of the consciousness, inherent to the being, does expansion, and the breaking of limits occur, revealing to the being total understanding, characteristic of the fullness of the real I. It is only through consciousness that one understands that only what is soluble can be dissolved. That only the I has the power to dissolve the myself. To dissolve the myself, it is necessary to dissolve that which sustains its existence. The myself may be understood as personality. The senses, as its tools, grant meaning to that which, in essence, is non-existent. It is written, "Dissolve the stories, by dissolving the senses, and enter life. Dissolve life, and discover the I. Dissolve the I, and transcend the principle."